Hey friends, it's Holly from Chic Antique and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be doing a DIY decor makeover. I'm going to show you how to get a modern vase look, similar to what you can find on Anthropologie and West Elm right now, but for way cheaper. If you look on their sites, they're very expensive. So I'm going to show you how you can get the same look for less. So if you're excited for this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get started. So before we get started, I wanted to show you my inspo for these vases and kind of show you some of the prices of where these vases sit at. And in this clip here, these are pretty big vases, but $150 for a vase, that's a lot. And next we're going to be looking at West Elm. So this is the look I'm going to be going for here. So here are the vases I'm going to be working with today. I got all of these at thrift stores nearby. And this is a really good idea, not only because it is just generally cheaper, but it's more eco-friendly and more sustainable as well. Before we get started on painting, I need to clean these really well. I'll be using a TSP cleaner. This one is Dixie Belle's White Lightning Cleaner. I'm going to dissolve this in a bucket with some warm water. And when you're using a TSP cleaner, always make sure to wear gloves. And I'm just going to be using a microfiber rag to clean all of these really well. You may be tempted to skip this step, but it is really important to clean whatever you're going to be painting, not only so that the paint adheres properly, but it's going to create a better finish. And after using a TSP cleaner, you always want to rinse it with clean, clear water, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And after letting the vases dry, we're going to go ahead and start painting. I'm going to be flipping over the vases and starting with the bottom first. And for these vases, I'm going to be using Rustoleum's chalk spray paint in the color charcoal. And you always want to do a test spray first, and then go ahead and spray your piece. So I'm going to start with the bottoms, getting those covered, and then moving on to the sides and overlapping my strokes by just a little bit. That way I get the best coverage. And if you're worried about drips, just make sure that you're not holding the can too close to your piece. They usually recommend between 8 and 10 inches. Now, after letting those dry, I'm going to come back for my second coat on the bottoms, just to make sure that we have complete full coverage. And then after letting those 2 coats dry, I'm going to be flipping these over and doing 2 coats on the tops as well. And after letting that coat dry, I'm going to be coming in with my last coat on these tops here, just repeating that process. I think they look really good so far. What do you think? After letting the paint dry overnight, I'm going to be sealing it using a matte clear coat. I'm going to be using the Rustoleum for this set, and then I'm going to use the Krylon on the second set of vases. And I'm going to be wearing gloves for this because I do not want to get any fingerprints, any oil from my fingers, or any dust on these while I'm clear coating them. And again, I'm going to be flipping these over and starting with the bottoms first. Doing a couple test sprays. Doing the same process as the paint, getting that full coverage on the bottoms, and then going around each side. And I'm making sure not to hold my can too close to each vase to prevent those drip marks. After letting that clear coat dry on the bottom, I am flipping these over and doing the same thing on the tops. And it looks pretty glossy here when it's wet, but this does have a matte finish to it. It definitely gives them that modern feel. And now moving on to the second set of vases, I'm going to be using Rustoleum's chalked spray paint in the color Linen White. I'm going to repeat that same process. I'm going to be spraying the bottoms and the sides first. And just FYI, if you guys are going to be doing this at home for yourselves, white does take a lot more coats to get that full coverage compared to the black. So I'm starting with my first coat on the bottoms. You can already tell here the coverage isn't great. We're just going to work through it. Now, after that first coat was dry on the bottoms, I'm coming back with that second coat. It does get pretty boring after a while, I will admit. In total, I believe I did 6 coats of this white paint on these, but I'm only going to show 4 because it's pretty repetitive. Whereas on the black ones, I only needed 4 in total. Now, after letting the bottoms dry, I'm going to flip these over and spray the tops. And then finally, the last coat I'm going to show you, just wanted to show you what the coverage looks like on this coat here. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but this is why I find whites so frustrating. I think they're really beautiful and really elegant to work with, but it really takes a lot of patience to get that full coverage when you're needing to do so many coats. And finally, we're going to be sealing these vases using Krylon's matte finish spray. I'm using this one because it is non-yellowing, which is very important when you're sealing a white piece. So I'm going to start on the bottoms and then work my way around the sides of each of these vases, making sure to keep a good distance between the can and each vase so that I don't have drip marks. And I'm overlapping my sprays just a little bit so that I get an even coverage. And now that this makeover is all complete, I just want to remind you what we started with. And here's how it looks now. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this makeover today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this style of video, decor hacks, dupes, things like that, make sure to leave me a comment down below letting me know what you'd like to see next. And if you aren't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would do so. And check out some of my other videos before you leave. And I thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Sprinkling right now. You see the little drops? It's hard to see. It's so annoying. So, BRB. Lip gloss, am I right, guys?